hold us back, to hold us, tried to hold us back.
We will be here forever. Do you understand?
Hey, it's Shan here. This week I catch up with professional skateboarder for Santa Cruz Skateboards. He's also been the winner of Slam Magazine Skater of the Year. He's had a Thrasher Magazine cover shot. He's been nominated as a Thrasher Skater of the Year. It's Mr. Rob Pace. We're joined by Rob's close friend, Brendan Gardoll, and I'm reluctant to refer to Brendan as just Rob's filmer because he's so much more than that. He's a close friend, he's a motivator, he is a spot finder, and yes, he has been responsible for filming much of Rob's skateboarding over the years. It was so great spending some time with these guys. They're just like the best dudes. I really noticed the depth of their friendship, but also their work ethic. They just work hard at what they do and they love it. They have been doing it for a lot of years now, so they've got it sussed. There's a visual episode this week, so we've done a full video production and I highly recommend you watch it because Brendan shared so much content with me for the episode, and we do watch a lot of Rob's clips. Some you've seen, some you haven't seen, but either way, Rob just talks us through it, like some of the gnarly rails that he's done and you've probably seen. He talks us through it, so it's super special. This will be my last official episode of the year. Next week, I'm releasing an episode called 2024 in Review with close friends Jim Turvey and Ty Coling, and we just recap the year, so I suggest you look out for that, and I definitely recommend you checking out the Terrible Happy YouTube channel and watching this episode because there's just bangers and it's good fun. So sit back, relax, and get to know Mr. Rob Pace and Brendan Gardoll, everyone. Cheers.
Child of the crayon, child of the light, styles of the neon belong to a culture destined to rock for eons. Time doesn't exist, shut those cataracts, capture the virtualist. Now, let's get back to what makes things seem forever, whether it's unseen, unheard, or it's 16 again. Not a bother, feel this old man.
Rob Pace, Brendan Gardoll, welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to get a second chance at it.
Hey, life's all about second chances,
Exactly.
apparently.
It's rare.
Yeah. How you feeling today, Rob?
Good. I'm stoked to be here.
Man, I'm stoked to have you. And look, I am going to tell the backstory. This is our second run at it. Few tech issues, and just I want to say thank you for coming back and not giving up, getting it done.
We've got to get it done.
Dude,
Yes.
Is that your philosophy in everything you do?
I try to get everything done. See how you go, honestly.
So, like, how many times will you go back for a trick?
I do definitely try to get it done on the first session.
Yeah.
Go as hard as you can until your body just doesn't let you do it anymore. But yeah, that sucks having to go back a second or a third time, especially depending on what you're doing too. Sometimes it can be like pretty mentally draining. So try to get it done one time if you can.
What's the most you've ever gone back for a trick?
Oh,
Jesus.
maybe probably 4 times, I think.
What was
Maybe.
the spot?
More, you think?
Yeah.
It has to be how.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's been more like not going back for tricks too, like because it's just too gnarly or something. But
Yeah.
he's definitely gone back a few. I don't know.
I feel like a lot of the ones that you go back for a lot of the time, either because you're getting booted out all the time or there's something else at hand as well. You know what I mean? You've been
So it's-
hurt there before or something.
So it's generally beyond your control.
That's
why
just
you go
skating,
back.
I feel like sometimes. When you skate in certain spots, it's just the boot thing. That's the boot. That always happens at spots.
Have you ever paid off a security guard?
No, I don't think so.
I love those stories though when I hear pros paying off
really
security
sad.
guards.
Just give out free merch.
Really?
No
Did you
manuals
do that?
merch.
No manuals
Yeah,
merch.
I haven't done it yet, but it's a good idea.
Well, they
That's
leave
highly-
us alone when we tell them we're film for Netflix or something like that. You know.
Do you do that?
That one works good.
You say-
Everyone knows what Netflix is. So if you're on the session and you want them to leave you alone, you just say we're filming for Netflix. It works pretty
What do
good.
they say? Oh wow.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
get their phones out and film it.
Do you ever say I'm a pro for Santa Cruz?
I'll try not to run that one.
Why
I
not?
don't know. It just feels a bit weird
He's always-
saying. If someone else says it, then it's maybe different. But I mean, I'm definitely not going to say that.
He rolls around with a Sharpie in his pocket though, just in case, sign an autograph.
Just to sign something.
No, I'm kidding.
You must sign some stuff every now and then.
I do sign some stuff. Yeah, we do the Santa Cruz signings, and they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shop signings.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
man.
they normally have like pretty big turnouts too, just depending on like certain zones that we go to. We went to Japan not so long ago, and that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of what hype?
Yeah, there's just so many people out there that back the brand. So we went out there and we went to a bunch of shops and skate parks, did some signings, and just like really good turnouts.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
Like out of all the countries you travel to, like, yeah, do you feel that vibe from Japan? What other countries have that sort of hype around skateboarding and the brand?
Definitely just like even Santa Cruz itself. Like in the city there, we did the 50-year anniversary there, and that was crazy. The whole city backed it. Like it was really mental.
Sick, dude.
Yeah, 50 years. So, man, they've been around for a long time.
It's established, right? And I guess while we're talking about it, as you were coming up, you might have had some offers from other brands. Like, why did you choose Santa Cruz over other companies?
I feel like Santa Cruz, like they had like really good transparency at the start. They basically just said how it was going to be, and I was just super hyped to like see that. Something that you don't really see very much in the industry. Yeah. So, yeah, when they sort of laid it out on the table like that, I was like, man, I'm hyped on this. Let's do it.
Yeah, nice. So I also want to know, like, filming and being filmed for your skateboarding to sort of propel you to these positions within skateboarding. How did you and Brendan meet originally?
We're just as kids, just skating. Okay. Yeah, just skating all the time. I think I met you through Riley.
Yeah, Riley Walker from Board World, photographer, legend. He went to school with Rob, so they grew up skating together. And then I met Riley at a local skate park. He'd come down from the coast, and then we ended up skating together every weekend for a couple months. And then he's like, "Hey, I got a mate. Can he come?" Like, yeah. And then it's from then. I don't know. That was maybe 12 years ago, something like that. Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
What clicks with you? Like, what works? I don't care who answers it.
Oh, man, I don't know. We're just good mates. I mean, it's not about filming, like being his filmer, so to speak. That's silly. I mean, we're just friends, and I'm helping him get where I helped him get where he wanted to be. And I mean, I do it for that reason, to help my friends, Yeah. So, I guess that, and we both kind of have the same approach in a sense. We both have real world jobs. We're both 1 foot in, 1 foot out of skating. We have other stuff that we do. So we sort of get each other in that way, and it works, So, yeah.
Work ethic.
It's been a pretty good team. He finds all these really cool spots. We have one day in the week, and then we just go out and try to get it.
So you've actually discussed that. Like, look, was it Saturdays, Sundays?
It's always Saturdays.
Saturdays.
We just skate Saturdays.
So what? You work Monday to Friday,
Yeah.
and then Saturdays it's on.
Yeah. Saturday's like the big day normally. And if it rains Saturday, we just like, it's pretty depressing.
Do a podcast.
You do
Like
a podcast.
today, yeah, exactly. There's nothing else to do, right?
But even on the Sunday though, like it's rare if we go out skating like both days, because we just like, you just go do other life stuff, I guess. But yeah, so Saturdays, like even Monday to Friday, we're always like texting each other like, all right, this is the plan. 7 o'clock here, then we're going to go here and just see what happens.
See, that work ethic. So, you're pro for Santa Cruz, right? But are you still working Monday to Friday in a regular job?
Work Monday to Friday, yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing like 12-hour days minimum.
Right.
Working for my family business. Been there for like 12 years or something now. But yeah, it's a bit of a passion. I love it.
I was going to say, how much is it for love and how much is it for money, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah.
Is it a necessity?
I mean, it's not a necessity now with like skateboarding where I'm at with skating, but it's something that I just think I just really enjoy. So I just want to stay there, be there with my dad. And I've been there for so many years now too. So I feel like the company is just like, I just want to be part of it. Yeah. I love it.
Well, what do you love about it?
We just we do a lot of like engineering and design, and it's just something that I've always been pretty passionate about outside of skating, building stuff, creating things, using your mind, learning new skills. Recently, like doing all like computer design stuff. So it's pretty cool to be able to like draw something on a computer and then make it like in real life, you know, and do all the processes to create a piece of metal, basically, to whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, dude.
So it's cool. Love that.
Rad, man. Full craftsman vibes.
Yeah.
He was telling me on a couple of tours, I mean, all the time probably, he takes his laptop with him, and then when he's on the long drives and that, he's got it up working, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Design and stuff. Yeah.
Is it fair to say that creativity and that focus is maybe helping your skateboarding?
I think so too. Yeah. I think something that's really good about it is it keeps skating really fresh for me. So like when I go out on the weekends, I'm super super driven to just go out and just get it, because I'm not just always doing the same thing all the time and like burning myself out. So it's a good thing to have another hobby that sort of takes up, you know, a bit of other time.
Well, it's a bit more than a hobby, because you've had the cover of Thrasher magazine, you've had the cover of Slam magazine, and I don't know, to get those coveted pages, you've kind of taken things to the next level. So we've got your Thrasher cover up, and I want to talk about that day. So where's this rail, and how did the whole thing come about?
So, man, this rail was in LA, but I had originally seen it as an independent ad that was in Thrasher by Kevin Backle. He was doing a 50 on it. And I just remember seeing and going, this just looks like one of those rails you could potentially, you know, do like a combo trick on it. And I don't know, those spots are just like, I feel like a gold. And ended up figuring it out. I ended up figuring it out like where it was by Rhino. And we just went out there, and like as soon as I was standing at the top of it, I was like, I just knew. I was like, I think it's game on. Yeah. I'm gonna try do anything I can on this just little drop down. So
like, what made you think to go to backsmith on the drop part of it?
I always do I've done a whole bunch of like over the back rails, like just like olling over the back of it and doing the 50. And then the one that I've always loved to do is backsmith. So doing the drop down while it was directly straight felt like that was the most natural one to do.
Nice.
And yeah.
Yeah. And then there's like, you know, the video of, I like it's a sequence shot, but the video is insane because like when you land, what happens? Like you snap your tail.
Oh yeah, the snap kick
let's
roll
get
away.
that video up because it's so sick. Here it is. I love this. I just love that process. Here it is. Bang.
So
Yeah.
satisfying. Yeah.
Were you there that day?
No,
Nah.
that's in the States.
That was-
at work.
That was my first snap kick roll away as well. So that was like insane.
Felt
That
good?
feeling was crazy.
Was it?
Yeah.
How many shots did that take you?
Man, that was a battle. I
Was
took
it?
some like heavy ones, yeah. I was like missing the lock-in and like hitting the flat in my ribs. I think I did that maybe 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And I knew like one of them I was pretty concerned with my rib because I remember it just hurting so bad, but I was so much adrenaline.
So
I wanted
pumped.
it so bad, yeah.
Here's another angle of it. Yes. Oh, look at that. Just clean break.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good day.
And look at the crew. So is that Colin Provost? Who else was there that day?
I can't really remember. It's got like Colin there. It was just a good hype. Shreddy in the back there. He's doing like some of the OJ stuff now for NHS. But yeah, good hype. Good
Nice,
crew.
Yeah. Did you know it was going to be a Thrasher cover?
I had no idea. That was a complete surprise.
So
Yeah.
tell us about the day you found out. Like, did they tell you beforehand or you just found out when
No.
it came out?
So I was dead asleep and I got woken up from my phone. I thought my alarm was going off. I kept trying to like turn it off or whatever. And finally I looked at my phone and I just had like a stupid amount of like Instagram notifications. Like, what the hell's this? Like looked up, like a shop had posted the cover And I just like, it just loaded straight onto that. And I like couldn't even believe my eyes for like a second, just like springing out of bed and seeing that. I was like, man, this is crazy. And yeah, I just exploded out of bed and was like basically like running around the house like a psycho. And yeah, it was insane. I literally woke my dad up at like 5 a.m. or whatever the hell it was and cracked a beer with him and just sat there and just celebration.
Well, I'm actually curious to find out what the knock-on effect was in terms of, that's a lot of exposure. It's a lot of credibility. Did you had a sponsor already at that time? Were you already riding for Santa Cruz?
No, I actually had no board brand at that time.
So you had no board
At that
sponsor?
time when I had done that trick, I had no board sponsor.
So who were you riding for though? Who was sponsoring you?
I used to get boards from Real.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was getting boards from Real for a while and then just sort of was
Just on
stuck
flow?
at just getting flow, which was cool, helping me out, getting my boards. I went on a few trips here and there. And then just like sort of got to this position where I just felt like it wasn't really getting me to the next level. So I ended up choosing to part ways with them. And yeah, I was just sort of, not just riding any.
Were you getting like
random ass
shoes or
boards.
anything? Were you getting clothes? Were you on Volcom then?
I was getting Volcom stuff, I believe. I don't really remember, honestly.
Yeah, I think this was Volcom and no board sponsor. You went over there on that trip right after you left Real and you painted all your boards black, just like, because,
Just went out there and just, 3 months of just skating as hard as I could with all my friends. And then I had like a few like random offers like come up.
So
and
did the offers start flowing in is what I want to get to.
Yeah, kind of. It kind of did. It which was cool because it was a big help to be able to, get skateboards and not have to pay for them. They're not cheap things especially when you're doing it every day.
Yeah.
So I had like a few little offers coming in, but they were all sort of just similar to just like, I had my eyes set on something that was going to be more career driven. So I was looking for something that I knew where that was just going to really project me into that. So
Sick.
yeah, I ended up picking Santa Cruz because they laid it all out in the line and just went.
That's right.
Went for it.
Rad. How many years ago was that now? It's like 2 years ago?
2 years ago. 2.5, 3 nearly 2.5 years ago, somewhere around there.
Yeah. I remember the cover coming out. It's like, oh, sick, Aussie guy. And then I found out from the Central Coast. Like, oh yeah, Sunny Coast. Go Sunny Coast.
Yes.
Because I didn't know. I thought you were from Sydney.
No way, Central Coast.
No, Central Coast pride?
100%.
Yeah, right.
Tumby umby.
What do you like about it?
I just like that it's low key. It's not the city. I don't know. It's an hour between Newcastle City and Sydney City. So I got like best of both worlds when it comes to skating, being able to go to both places at just an hour's drive. And then I get to go home and it's just a lot more laid back, sort of like beach towny type of vibe. And some pretty good people around there.
In your opinion, though, to get the right exposure and sort of, I know you skateboard for the love of it, but in terms of getting to some sponsorship levels, do you feel in this day and age that you can stay in small towns and still make it effectively, or do you have to be close to cities and have to be in LA and places like that?
I think now with the way the social media is, it really allows people to stay in that really wherever they are. The brands I feel like are just wanting good content, and videos and all that stuff. So if you've got a good crew surrounding you that are willing to video you and take photos of you and they all enjoy it and everything's all sick, then I feel like everyone's really got a chance.
Yeah, dude, if they want it.
If they really want it, yeah.
I don't know. I'll be straight. Some of the rails you do, I don't know if I really want it. I don't know if I ever wanted it. Like, it's insane. But I want to go into like you've had Slam covers, which is Australia's premier skateboard magazine, and also I think the second longest running skateboard magazine in the world. I think it's second after Thrasher, isn't it?
I've never actually heard of that before.
It's over 30
That's
years.
crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's the second longest running
really
skateboard
cool.
magazine, and you've had 2 covers, bro. It's insane.
Yeah.
And as we can see up on the screen, you've got that crazy kink rail. I mean, I need to know, like, how broken did you get on that thing trying it?
The Crazy Kink one was actually, I kind of got out of that one pretty much unscathed.
You did that easy, even though it was raining.
Where
too.
was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
That
is
is in
It's in a
Granville?
TAFE in Granville. Yeah, I found it watching a BMX video. Yeah.
So Brendan found it. Did you have to fix it? Like Bondo or anything?
I think, no,
Dude,
I don't even think there were blind bumps at the top of those stairs. Hey, now there would be, but back then, no. I mean, that was 2017. Something.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I do remember though, like we had to take out some some of the plants on one side because it was like the bail zone, and if you jumped into those things, they were going to like take you out. So I remember just like just ripped out
You can
so
see-
many of those trees.
You can kind of see they're all flattened there where he's been running.
Yeah.
And how's the little wall at the bottom? I mean, was that a hazard? That little,
I don't think that
or
was
was there a
actually.
gap there?
It's like
before?
2 meters.
It's-
Sorry.
okay. No. Was there?
Yeah.
There was a 2 meter gap.
About
wasn't
that,
there?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Because it looks close. I feel like falling, you could fall into it, but it's hard to see perspective wise.
No, it's about as good as it gets with a triple kink rail, really, in Sydney or in Australia, really. It's just everything was good about it.
Crazy. No
Yeah.
way. And
That's
it was
crazy.
wet. It was raining. It started raining.
Yeah, it's pouring down.
So you did it in the rain.
My board was completely covered in mud and it was soaking wet. Because I was like, my board would go into that garden and it was like so muddy. And I actually think I still have the skateboard somewhere.
You kept it?
I kept the skateboard, yeah.
Because it was your first ever cover.
Yeah, I've kept like a couple of skateboards from just like random things that I've done. Just to, I don't know, just keep it then. Why not?
Did you keep that broken board from the Thrasher cover?
I did not. But at the time, I didn't know it was going to be a cover, and I'm overseas and I'm not going to haul around broken skateboards.
Yeah. Well, when you went to shoot that one, was it like you knew that if you did it, you were going to get the cover?
I actually don't know why I held on to it. Because like I would have like my car or whatever, and when I have a broken board, you normally just throw it in your car. And it just ended up being one of those boards that was just in there for a while. And then when I got the cover, I was like, oh, I've still got that board. And I think also too, I was like, I landed that grind with the most like the board was completely covered in mud. So I feel like I was like, I think I'm just going to keep this anyway.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah.
But you didn't know you were going to shoot a cover.
No.
Because the reason I asked that is like, that would be a pretty big motivator to throw yourself down stuff. If you're like, if I do this, I'm going to get a cover shot here.
100%. Yeah.
But you didn't know.
No, I don't think it really ever really works like that either though. Like, I feel like you just get there and you kind of know maybe in the back of your head, like, oh, maybe it has the potential to be a cover, but I don't think anyone's ever going to be like, this is going to be a cover.
I guess that would only really be, it kind of might be like that if you're a guy who has a lot of traction at the moment and you're going out with some big photographer that, you know what I mean, you got interviews coming up and all that. Sometimes they do shoot.
You have a hunch.
They're going to shoot the cover. But at that time, Rob was unknown and all that. So it was sort of just, it was our homie Cam Markin who shot that photo and he didn't have any intention.
Cam Markin shot that
yeah,
photo?
Yeah. It's a pirate's
I
life.
did not know that.
Yeah. He's a gun. Yeah, he's
I
a
love how
weapon.
that guy skates.
I love him.
Man. Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea. That's so epic.
There's
even
only
better.
Yeah, there's only one angle of that because it was 2 weeks into me getting a HD camera the first time, and I hadn't worked out the zoom that well. I was off VX to that, so there's only a still angle because the zoom angle I ruined it. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, we couldn't use it, but came out and it looks good. I hope. So.
Epic.
I didn't remember that part.
Yeah, they didn't want to use it because it was bad. I mean, I was like.
Just
Just learning. It's all
Just
good.
hungry.
Got to start somewhere.
Sponsored by Nike.
Yeah, at that time, yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually is it Cumberland County?
Yeah,
Is that
they're
what it was
like
called?
Sydney clip. That was the last trick of the video. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other cover, it was the Gap Rail. Yeah, which is pretty sick. And you had just won Slam Skater of the Year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Another good feeling.
Oh, one of the best days of my life. 100%.
What, really? You regarded as one of the best days of your life.
Yeah.
That's rad. I can see why.
Getting the slam soda, yeah, it was definitely an accolade that I've, that's all. I'm honored to have it. So,
Yeah, so that would have
stoked.
been a few years, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Was that and then you got nominated for the Thrasher SOTY. Was it the year after that?
That was the year after. Yeah.
Right. Because, I'll be straight, when you were nominated for Thrasher SOTY, it was on the back of an amazing video part you put out. And me and my friends were like, oh, that Rob Pace guy is going to get Thrasher Sody. I guarantee it. Like, we really thought you were going to get it. Obviously, it's a hard thing to just get.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, well, we thought you had it in the bag, bro.
Yeah, I was really honoured to just even be in the lineup. So stoked
Yeah.
to just be next to everyone, you know, other people up there and
Deserved,
make it almost
bro.
sort of to the
So
end.
deserved, man.
Cheers.
Yeah. I mean, is there something burning inside of you? Like, you still feel like you're going to give that kind of thing a nudge?
I mean, you know,
If it
I never
happens.
really know. Like, I just want to like keep the momentum going as hard as I can, and potentially, you know, if I get back in that lineup again, maybe one day I can grab it.
Sick.
See how we
So
go.
sick. I love it, man. But listen, we've got I'm really excited about this episode for a number of reasons, because we have heaps of content to play and watch. And I just want to hear you talk about it because it's so epic. So, but before we do that, like, you know, we look at this stuff and it's amazing. This is more recent. But if we go back in time, let's look at your first ever street rail. And we've got the footage of that. And it is Backside Smith. What sort of memories does that bring back for you when you watch that?
Man, so many. I feel like even just like the crew that we used to like skate with, just everything. Yeah, just
Riley,
losing my mind. Everyone's just losing.
Yeah,
their
Who's
minds.
that? Sorry?
That was Riley Walker.
Okay, I was really all good.
Yeah, that was a good time. I mean, that video part that's from is, I guess, Rob just skated parks before that, so we would all kids just got our cars and licenses. So yeah, we'd hit the streets for the first time. It was pretty sick.
Yeah, that's
so
definitely the first like significant rail I'd like done where I was like, all right, this is my first sort of proper rail that I've skated.
Were you scared that day?
I mean, I used to do this thing where like I would go and look at it 100 times and then finally do like maybe a 50 or something, and then as soon as you got the flame lit, it doesn't matter, like you just do whatever you feel like, you could just anything. And I just remember just like backsmith right now I'm doing backsmith.
And
ended up doing it.
How many shots do you reckon?
I don't remember.
Don't you remember?
I have no idea. I do remember though that landing out past that, like the gutter was kind of hard, especially with the backsmith. I was like trying to like lift up. You can see even when I landed, it looks like I pretty well almost like clip it. Yeah.
You do. You can hear the tail
Just clip
just touch it.
And I just cruised away. I was like, yes.
Because there's a big difference between doing a park rail and a street rail. And there's this like mental barricade that sort of says that a street rail is harder than a park rail. And there is a variety of factors, but, you know, things like, you know, park rails have a perfect run up and a perfect landing and things like that. So what do you think the big difference is?
Definitely just like the crustiness of the spot. You know, you never know what you're going to get in a street spot. Everything's different. There's no two rails that are the same. So, you know, being in the streets is as raw as it gets. And if you can find a decent rail, then skate it.
And there's so many variables, right? Because, like, what if a car came up the street or...
Yeah, exactly. That's definitely all part of it for sure.
And do you think there's, like, a part of it, like, this isn't actually made for skateboarding?
100%.
You know, there's something to that as well. It's like this wasn't designed to be skated, whereas a park rail literally is.
Yeah. I feel like when you're a kid, like coming from the you know, transitioning from skate park to sort of trying to get it in the street, that's something that's like always in your back of your mind. You know, it makes it a bit more scarier because you're like, oh, well, like, has anyone skated this before? You always ask yourself that question because you're like, oh, if people have skated it, oh, we're good to skate it. But, you know, sometimes you find rails where people have never skated before, so you're like, you don't know what you're going to get.
That's it, right?
Get to a point where everything's been skated and you can only skate the things that have been, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's kind
That's
of
it.
where it's at now. So everything's been, yeah.
Yeah.
It's tricky, that aspect of it. And that's a significant moment. And then I know I'm jumping back and forth in your life a little bit, but then Brendan has shared some footage of a rail you did in America, which I already knew about and is notorious for being one of the, there's this rail you've done. It's in Maroubra somewhere, did you say?
Yeah.
But then this rail we're about to play, the video footage, the Gardoll rail, is notoriously known as one of the hardest and gnarliest rails. So you've gone from this little rail in Maroubra to what's regarded as one of the most challenging ones. I guess my question to you is like what what's driving you aside from sponsorship? Like, what's driving you to get over that fear? And do you think you've hit the ceiling for what you can do rail wise?
I feel like just over the years, like the more I skate in the streets, your confidence just gets, your confidence become really confident. And I feel like, I don't know, like just, I don't know where I was going to go with that.
Well,
I did it again. I just blanked.
no, but I guess like too. Well, here's the footage of the cardio rail. And it just looks hard in every way. Like there's a massive tree there that you probably could just run in. You're probably thinking about, there it is, which you actually put your hand on the tree, right?
Yeah.
Like, was that the scariest aspect of it? Like you feel like you're going to fall into the tree?
The tree is like, perfectly in the bail zone for sure. You like, as soon as you like locked it in and you gained all that speed, if you bail to the right, you're like jumping into the tree. So, and like when you're doing a back 50, like you always sort of want to get and lean sort of over into the rail, and then you'll be able to like get to the end.
Best feeling? Can we just go back to that, Jock? We look at that last video with his attempts. Like, so I know there's a backstory here. Brendan, do you want to tell it? So he went. What happened?
That was in 2016. A bunch of us at the time, we just made a VX video, and I guess we're all pretty hyped on like SF skating and New York skating. So we're like, let's do a trip. We did a SF and New York trip. And in the SF part, we all sort of knew that was there. And we're looking at spot maps that we had at the time. Cardio rail, let's go there. Let's just look at it. And Rob's like, I'll try it, And he knew who Cardio was, but he didn't know that was the Cardio rail.
Oh, you didn't know who John Cardio was?
No, he knew who Cardio was.
Oh, okay.
But he had no idea about the story about that. Yeah. So he's trying this rail, and we're all like, no one's back 50. What the hell? Jumped on it a bunch of times, right? And then what happened after that? You went back?
Yeah, it was just like, I feel like I jumped on it a bunch of times, and then I kind of feel like if I knew the significance at the time, maybe I would have kept going, but I'm not sure. I think it was sort of like at the end of nearly like the skate day, and like we're pushing around the city and all of that. So like we're pretty toast by the time we get to the rail. So next time I came back to SF, I knew it was there, and I sort of knew a bit more of the backstory of that rail. So
who took you there originally?
Originally we all went there.
Or you just went there because you heard about it?
Yeah, well, Riley, I feel like Riley Walker sort of knows everything about skateboarding. So he was like, this is like, we got to go see it, So we went back out there, and I ended up, just popping on that rail a bunch of times, and then ended up getting one to the bottom. And got through the kink too, because it actually was a cover with, is it Jack Fardell? Yeah. Jack Fardell got a Thrasher cover on that rail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think he touched the tree, and I think he might have popped out at the kink before, like on the flat.
Yeah.
And then I went there, and I also touched the tree. So I was like, this is kind of sick. I was like, two Aussies like grinded the rail, front side and backside, and touched the tree.
I meant to touch the tree.
Australia, shut that rail down. Sorry, John Cardiel, it's ours now. No, it's not. It's definitely not. I shouldn't say that. But do you remember the day you learned how to cross lock a 50-50?
I feel like it just came natural.
Okay.
I feel like that's sort of how it does for most people. When you just like, it's just the way that you learn it as a kid. If you landed, if you like doing heels or you like doing cross lock.
Because to me, I mean, I can cross lock maybe a knee high round rail at a skate park, and but it feels like those that can cross lock really well, once they've got it, locked in, it's like they can do. Like I just see them get better and better and better. I don't know. It's just an observation.
It's definitely it's definitely just a preference, I think.
Preference.
Yeah, because like there's some people out there that grind super long rails on heels, and to me it doesn't really make sense because I've just never had it built in me to land on the rail like that. I've just never done it like that.
So you're not, when you're olling onto a rail, you're not actually thinking, I've got to cross lock this. You just, body's automatically going into that position.
Yeah. And sometimes like you would just go for a 50 depending on like what you're doing, and you might just land in heels.
But you're going toe heel or heel toe? I'm trying to think.
Well, you don't get to be
toe heel. So your front truck is toe side, back truck.
No, other way around. Yeah.
Front truck is heel side.
The truck is like on your heel. If you're locking in the other way, you got some major problems going on.
Why?
And if you survive, like it's like the toe side lock in, which happens every now and again. I feel like any skater knows all about it, and it's a brief moment of like I could die doing this.
You really could. Like, there's a death risk involved as far as I'm concerned with some of the stuff you've done. Do you ever think of that?
Try not to think of that. Try to stay as positive as I can when I'm skating.
Yeah.
Start thinking of that stuff, I might end up just staying home.
Yeah. You don't feel like the kind of guy who's going to stay home, though.
Got to get out there and get it done.
Because I am really curious by you in terms of, you know, like, how are you overcoming fear? Like, are you having a conversation with yourself? Like, you know, on those times when you're like, you've been trying to rail a bunch of times, you've been broken off a few times, there's filmers there, there's cameramen there.
Yeah.
Like, and you just don't feel like throwing yourself down this one more time, or you feel literally scared. Like, how are you overcoming those moments?
I feel like just over the years, you just like develop, you get better at managing it.
So you're conscious of it?
Definitely.
You're conscious of fear?
Conscious of fear, but you definitely get a lot better at managing how like you're dealing with that fear. And I feel like now, like when I'm skating, I've gotten myself to a point where if I'm like hyped enough up on the spot, I guess like you could say I'm scared, but like kind of not at the same time. Try to like trust my ability to be able to do it and just, go for it and just try not to think about it as much as I can.
What scares you outside of skateboarding?
Oh man, I don't know.
It's a hard
Lots
question.
of things. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things.
I know what scares me. Like a long manual trick. I'm scared of Brendan seeing me do a manual trick. I am.
You should be very, very fucking scared. Shan.
Why? Is this the right time to announce that I'm on the team for the no
You
manual?
are. Welcome.
Yes, thank you. So, I'm actually like, I told you my conditions were like, I want first 2 weeks pay in advance.
We have
right?
no money. Sorry. Oh, I didn't
Well,
put
you
that
can
in the
have
clause. Yeah, you
$100?
Give me a look.
rain on.
Yeah.
it.
That looks like Ben Curry with a balaclava on.
It's Jared Agnew with a balaclava on. Yeah.
You can have another one, man.
Thanks.
So,
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
You know what? Here,
It doesn't look like real money to me, though.
It is.
it is. That's 100%.
Move
real.
on.
It's actually, it's kind of more tangible than cryptocurrency.
It's
though.
worth more for sure. Yeah.
Well, it's actually not. You can cash out crypto. What am I talking about crypto for? Sorry.
I got no idea. It's all
I was just seeing
rubbish.
some news about it the other day. Anyway, yeah, man, crazy. I love your work. I love your fear overcoming. I'm going to talk more about that. But I want to go back to your childhood. How would you describe time at home growing up as a kid? Good memories?
Great memories.
Close relationship with your parents?
Yeah, super close relationship with my parents. Yeah.
Why? Why do you think it was close?
I mean, I don't know. Just like my dad was always out doing like fun activities, I guess, and he was always involving the kids all the time. So
What was he into? Did he skate?
he never skated. I
Surf.
don't know what. I don't think I've ever even seen him stand on a skateboard. That's crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah. Every time I try to get him to do it, he's like, no way, no way. But he used to be an Australian champion for jet ski racing.
Interesting.
Yeah, so pretty random
So
one.
he's got the mentality of just like hellman.
Yeah, and so was my mum. She was like the women's champion.
Of jet ski racing?
Yeah.
That's so random.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't even know.
random.
What do they race? Like, where do they race? Like, just around a course?
Well, they used to do
Jock,
like
you done it? I know, but where do they do it? Like, where? Like, on a river? Is it around a course?
yeah, they
you
have
making
like
it up?
they
You
like
making this up?
he used to do like all enduro things. They'd put like buoys out into the
Buoys.
yeah
For your
buoys out.
American listeners.
Yeah,
Buoys.
out into this like the ocean, and then they're like sort of that's like the track, I guess.
No shit.
Yeah, they do like big enduro tracks too. So like some of them could be like you're racing out in the ocean from the Central Coast to Sydney.
No shit.
Yeah, so
Pretty-
pretty insane.
Yeah. No way. So he's got the hellman mentality. Did he surf as well? Everyone in Central
He
Coast
does like
surfs.
no board sport skills or like if I don't think I've ever seen him throw a football.
I feel like he could be a windsurfer. You know, windsurfers are a whole different breed of human.
It's
He's
pretty
not a
insane.
windsurfer?
No windsurfer. You give him like a 4-wheel drive, a motorbike,
Yeah.
anything with like motorsports. There you go. Motorsports he's pretty good at.
So Kieran Woolley's dad, Mark Woolley, he was an old motorbike legend.
Yeah, right.
And then
Didn't
Kieran
know that.
rips. And then your dad's one of those guys, and you rip. Now, I want my son to rip, so I need to get into motorsport. No, motorbike. Yeah, anyway. Cool, man. That's rad. So when you turn pro, let's get that up. Be honest. There he is. What's his name?
Livio.
Livio?
Yeah.
Rad?
Yeah.
Did he cry?
He didn't cry, but he was very stoked. Super stoked. Yeah.
Does your dad cry at all?
I don't know.
He's
I
a
don't think
hard
so.
man.
He's a
I
hard
don't
man.
think he does.
So, really? He's a hard man.
No, I mean like a
Does he like
tough
Brendan?
Probably not. I don't know. I've only ever had friendly altercations with
I'm
him.
sure he does.
But,
He
yeah.
likes everyone. He's super easy going, dude. No, he's a good man.
What, with a name like Livio, do you mind if I ask, is there a background
Yeah,
there?
he's Italian.
Okay.
Family's Italian, yeah.
Born and raised? Or
No. Born in Australia, but yeah. He's always over there.
so your grandparents were Italian? Or
Yeah,
are Italian?
Fully
Cool.
Italian, yeah.
Which part, do you know?
Sicily.
Rad.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's pretty cool.
Rad. Nice. You been over?
I've never been over. Wild. I know. I talk about that all the time because we still have like family there.
Okay.
Yeah. So talk to them every now and well, I've talked to them maybe twice, like as I was on like FaceTime.
Okay. You said he.
That's it.
Fair enough.
But it's like, my grandmother's like super close with them. So they're always staying pretty connected. So every time I'm like, I got to get there and just like meet them and see like their farm. And they got like a whole bunch of stuff over there. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I guess when you're living your life too, you're living your life, you're doing your thing, they're doing their thing. It's pretty tricky, I guess. Tell us about the day you turned pro for Santa Cruz.
Pretty wild one.
Did they do a pro party?
No, it was a bit different, I guess. I was staying in Oceanside and I was just skating with some friends out there. And I was going on a trip and I had to get out to Santa Cruz to get in the van to go on the trip or whatever. So I woke up. I was actually meant to be meeting Eric Winkowski. He was supposed to be picking me up to drive me, but then he ended up getting sick. So I ended up like last minute, like the night before they got me a flight, I ended up going into LAX, flying there, and then like went into NHS and boom, got the surprise. Pretty insane. And what else happened then? Oh, Nick, the guy that I was staying with at the time, he had woken up at like some crazy hour, like 3 a.m. or something, telling me he had like an early day of work. But he ended up driving from Oceanside to Santa Cruz and picked up like 2 of my homies on the way and surprised me like before I got there on the plane.
It's crazy.
So it's pretty sick.
That's exciting, man. Well, congratulations. And like since then, how many like models have they brought out? How many different graphics have you guys had?
I think there's something like close to 5 different graphics, maybe 4 or 5 different graphics, but then like different colorways of the graphics. So there's a few.
How much of a say were you having into the actual graphics?
Pretty much all the say,
Okay,
really. Like
yeah.
you get to pick like artists, which is cool, and then you get to like, design certain aspects of what the graphic's going to be, and then the artist will come back with like you trying to bring your idea to life, and it just sort of goes from there. It's pretty cool.
So sick.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's good. Congratulations. And like I said, I was talking to my friend Ty Coling the other night, and him and Jim Turvey, who's a friend of mine, who's also an article writer for Slam. And we recorded a 2024 year in review of the podcast. And we're just sort of talking about you in terms of like this awesome combination of like some ability, natural ability, coupled with strong work ethic. And I was telling him the story about how when we recorded the Lost podcast, that you got up, 6 a.m. from the Central Coast and then, headed into King's Cross for the morning, fixed the spot, got a trick, came to the podcast, then drive back to Central Coast. Like, it's quite admirable and I think very well deserved. So
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Nice. Let's get up your curved rail, which was from the Thrasher video. Fuck 'em, is that right? This rail, we had some debate the other night about the length of this rail. We reckon it. I said it's about 50 meters. Everyone's like, "Nah, it's not 50 meters." Did you measure it while you were there?
I didn't measure it, but it's for sure close to like 40 meters.
40 meters.
It's got to be somewhere around there for sure.
When you got the curve, here it is.
Yeah.
Look at that, mate. Locked in. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude. So why'd you choose a Smith on that rail and not a Crosslock 50-50?
At the time when I was like, for what I was filming for, I really wanted like a maxed out Smith grind. That was sort of like something I was looking for.
Yeah.
And getting to that rail, I thought, well, here it is. I mean, if I can do Smith on this is going to be probably one of the biggest Smith grinds I'll probably ever do. So I actually ended up doing the 50 on it and then ran back up there and was like, all
So
right.
you did the 50 and then, well, how many shots did it, how many shots did it take you to get the 50-50?
I did the 50 probably pretty quickly. I did it like within like 10 minutes.
So you got a feel for the length and the speed.
Yeah.
And then how long did the Smith grind take?
The Smith grind took like a fair while. I was battling with like when I was going around the curve and all the speed, my wheels kept hitting the legs and it was
gotcha.
like bouncing my board around.
Yeah.
So that was definitely part of that battle, which was quite frustrating, but I ended up getting it, but you can hear like my board like bouncing off the legs.
on those upright legs.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put this out there too. I mean, is it one of the longest Smith grinds ever done on a rail? Can you think of any other ones that are longer?
I'm not sure.
No, I wouldn't give him that, you know. Then
Don't give me that
Then he
title.
won't go and try and find a better one. And then there's no fun in it for me. So
Is this like the motivation that Brendan brings to you? Like
Every time.
Yeah.
But it's all right. It's good.
just keep putting him down so then he tries harder.
I've got to
Really?
do better, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
So when he's like getting broken off on a rail and you're filming it, like
Yeah, he's not sitting there going, "You got this." He's like,
Dude, I could probably do this, you know, shit like that.
you say that.
Yeah, I could not do that at all. But, you know, it's what I wish I could do. I mean, he's a goofy skater and I enjoyed rail skating growing up. So it's like pushing what I wish
he's
I
always
could
shit talking on the session. That is for sure.
Dude, skating's really easy, man. Get up.
Well, I'm going to ask you, Brendan, like what about those days when Rob's trying something over and over and you're trying to film it, he's not getting close. Does frustration set in with you?
Not exactly. I mean, when I was younger, I was young and super didn't care, you know, I had all the time in the world. But he's grown up with me. We've gotten older and he kind of approaches it differently and more maturely now. If he's trying something for too long, he knows it's probably not going to happen, you know. It's like if he's getting broke off, do it another day, you know what I mean? So
Okay.
I don't really get that anymore. I never really did, to be honest, yeah,
Okay.
because we sort of
Patience.
we've got to progress together in that sort of sense, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like sometimes when I've filmed friends do things, and if they've battled it, and I've stayed with them and committed to it with them, and I actually feel like I'm in it with them. And when they land it, I get a real sense of the same satisfaction.
sure.
You get that as well.
Yeah, dude. It's
Yeah.
like half the motivation to keep doing
going,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
you get stoked on it. Yeah. I guess sort of where I might get over it is if it's someone I don't even know and then I'm stuck there filming it. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I'm here to help my mate out. You know,
Yeah.
don't have time for that at the moment.
Yeah. Because after this, I was just going to ask you, do you mind coming to Glee with me? I just want to try and switch manual
I've got to go, dude. Sorry.
They actually knobbed the spot, dude. There's blind bumps and it's all been capped.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah.
do it.
at the skate park.
Yeah.
He'll run
Unfortunately.
that. That's a true story.
For
If he-
sure.
If I want to go to a spot and he hates the spot, there's been times where he's like, "You can't. It got knobbed." There's like,
Yeah, why not?
there's no way.
I don't want to go there.
Like
You
you'll
know,
lie, like you'll
the spot's
lie.
been murdered, or
Yeah.
it's just a pain to be there. I don't know. I've been there too many times.
You just tell it.
I'll just tell him
You
it's
just lie.
not there anymore or something.
Yeah. You believe him.
Well, I don't know where anything is. So like, if,
Exactly. What do
you
if he
mean?
doesn't
Works
give me
in-
the location, then we're just not
It
going.
worked in my favor. He lives up there. I know where it all is. So
But serious question. You know, when you're filming a part, you know, you don't want it to be all rails, right?
I do,
No,
yeah.
you do.
If it was up to
Surely
me,
you want some diversity in your path.
if it was up to me, I would only do 50-50 grinds.
Bullshit.
If it was up to me, I would only film 50-50 grinds.
Really?
Yeah.
Not backsmiths.
No, we do.
You,
definitely.
obviously, you do want to have some diversity. You want to line it. You want some ledge tricks in there.
Yeah.
Come on. But my serious question is, like, what happens when when Rob actually wants to film a manual trick? Like, do you just go get someone else to do it?
I'm just not sure if I'd
he's
put him through that. I wouldn't want to do
That's
it.
a good mate
You
right
wouldn't
there.
do it.
I wouldn't do
You wouldn't
it.
even ask.
That's my
I wouldn't
guy.
want to do it to him.
What if Santa,
You know what,
what
like
if
for
Santa
me-
Cruz said, you're off the team unless you get some manual stuff?
I
in
don't
there?
think anyone wants to see me do manuals.
Nobody wants to see manuals full stop, realistically. Or film them, be real. It's a
No
fucking
filmer.
punish,
There's
man.
no filmer in the world that enjoys filming manuals.
For
but
sure.
you can definitely be stoked on the tricks for your friends. But man,
Yeah.
What if I promise you I could get it in 3 to 100 shots?
No chance. No, I'm good.
100 tries.
Unless you're paying me, which isn't going to happen because, you know, filmers barely get paid. So.
I have heard a story down in Wollongong. My friend Sam Giles was filming with someone
Yeah.
and was filming a very hard manual trick, and then got the trick, but homie forgot to press play. True story.
Wow.
Yeah,
Like
that's why.
Like the
That-
last podcast we did here.
Jock, you can take that one.
the typical one's the reverse film. Do you when you like start pressing the button, but you're doing it the opposite way around?
Yeah, well, you already had it on record,
Yeah.
and you're recording all this like shit, and then you go to hit record, but then you're turning it off.
Yeah, the reverse record.
Do you ever film? Do you ever film your mates? Like, or you just like
Yeah, I mean, I get the phone out and do the whole Instagram thing.
Okay, you'll
yeah.
do that for your mates.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
It's all the same mentality too. Like sometimes you get stuck filming an Instagram thing for an hour,
Yeah.
you know, but whatever. That's
all
just
right.
skating. You just
It
get
is
stoked.
skating. Yeah, and this is a theme that's come up a lot over the years, especially talking to skateboarders. And I'm serious now in terms of the resilience that it builds and the mentality of just like never giving up and fall down, get back up again. Fall down, get back up again. It translates into every aspect of life.
Yeah, skating's very challenging. So
Physically?
it definitely that'll ingrain in you if you stay with skating. That is the mentality. It's just so hard. Skating is so hard.
And mental, like you just said, and the mental, I think mentally probably harder than physically. What do you reckon?
For sure. For sure. Like it's when you first pick up a skateboard for the first time and you can barely push on it, you can't turn on it, and then you see people do all these tricks and there's no way you can do any of those tricks. It's going to take you years and years before you can do like all the basics at least on a skateboard. Yeah. It's so challenging.
Yeah, man. It's dedication for little to no money for most people.
Yeah.
It's pure passion.
Yeah.
And then everyone else involved in it, and the friends encouraging and hanging, and the filmers and the photographers. Yeah, it's pure passion. And I think that's what me personally just keeps me coming back all these years later.
It's got to be. It's got to be for passion. If you're filming, skating, trying to make money, you're an idiot.
reckon?
You can't make any.
Yeah. Has there been moments though when you've made money as a filmer?
I mean, yeah, but not. Yeah, but like not much, to be honest. Like not enough to.
Yeah.
Really be like.
If it happens,
I made
it's-
money. You know.
If it happens, it's a nice little.
It's
bonus.
just a bit of side money, yeah, and it's nice, and I'm grateful that I can film my mate and do that. You know, which
Right,
is awesome.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a great way to live too. How inspiring, dude. I love it. Anyway, let's get the next clip up because like I said, this one was the triple gap rail. Again, blew a lot of minds this, Rob. A lot of minds.
Yeah, it's a sick one. I'm stoked on that one.
I still get stoked on it. I mean, when that came out, how much love did you get from the community?
It was a lot. Yeah, people were really stoked on it, which is, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was really hyped that day when we landed that. That was another, like, one of those moments where I was like, this could be one of the best days of my life.
And was it up there?
Oh, 100%.
Do you regard it as the best rail you've ever done?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah. For me, like, it's just the whole story of just, getting the boot from the spot a whole bunch of times and just, like, conquering it finally in the end is just all built towards, the celebration at the end.
So I know Thrasher did a My War on it, and it really does tell the story of that trick. But do you mind just going over it with us a little bit? Like, who was booting you out? I know there was quite a strict timeline and deadline to get it done. So where was it? Where were you?
So we're in New York, and we're only there for like a couple days, and we were there specifically really to try get that rail, like to get it done. So we ended up going out there for one of the first times, found it, checked it out. We're like, man, this thing is a go. Like, we're ready to do this. This is perfect. Like, it can be done. And I just started skating it, and it was sort of at the end of the day, and then ended up just leaving because I was all tired and whatever. So we came back the next day, and then, some lady across, like, at the swimming pools there was just losing her mind. Like, there was no reasoning with her at all, like, absolutely losing her mind. We, like, pretty much tried to play every card possible, and she was just not having it at all.
So was it right out the front of the swimming pool?
It was like a good 200 meters away, except it was like on this huge long like walkway that was leading directly to the swimming pool. So you could clearly see us there. But yeah, she just was so passionate about being a security guard that day, I believe.
Like power tripping?
It seemed a little bit like that. It's like she was just really following the rules, I guess. There's just no skateboarding here. There's no skateboarding.
What's your approach to security guards and people kicking you out of spots? Like, you just nice to them, play it cool, or do you ever get like?
I just sort of play it by the way that they're doing it. If they come up all nice to us, and I understand it's their job, whatever, we'll leave. If they come over and they're like saying unreasonable stuff, then I'll probably say a few unreasonable things too.
Fair enough.
But yeah, we're just trying to have some fun and whatever.
And you have bribed security guards with product?
Yeah, I mean, give them a couple.
You heard it here first.
No manual stickers, dude.
You give them no manual stickers?
Yeah, it's a history.
Do you just like slip them a little hungy and just?
Yeah.
What do they say?
They say sorry, sir.
So Brendan, you won't put that balaclava on. Is that your balaclava in the photo?
No, that's Jared's. There's been we made like, I didn't make them. They made like 10 of them, the entities of no males, and sent them to people. So that's Jared. Yeah, he sent me
the
that
board of
photo.
directors got them made.
Yeah, the CEO,
CFO,
whatever. Yeah. You work in corporate, don't you? You know all the titles.
Yeah, we're corporate here.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
No Manuals is also corporate.
We should do a merger.
Mm.
I don't know what we'd do, but
Yeah, we'll do something.
I think we should start a coaching. Like, you know how skate coaching's on trend right now.
Is it?
We can just coach kids how to
not suck.
manual.
Yeah. How to not waste your time.
Progression in skating is going to go insane.
I just love how Rob's on board with it. Like,
For
okay,
sure.
all right, I'll
His
just
idea.
I'll just 50-50.
They're just all
everything.
going to be doing cross-lock 50s.
Yeah.
You could literally put on a clinic on cross-locking, couldn't you? You don't even know how you're doing it. You're just doing it. That's what's so funny.
Imagine how many good skate videos would come out with just no bullshit. Rails.
I don't know. I like diversity.
I do too.
Have you seen, like you do like diversity?
Yeah. Just no manuals.
Speaking of diversity, I want to talk a little bit about, this is kind of timely, like Thrasher Soti. Everyone's putting out their best parts at the moment, their best video parts. Any predictions based on what you've seen so far?
I'm going for Jamie Foy.
I think everyone's going for Jamie Foy. What do you think, Brendan?
Yeah, dude, I barely watch skating these days, so I couldn't tell you. But probably I watched that New Balance video and probably Jamie Foy. And then for Australia, probably Rome. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. For sure. But did you watch Jamie Foy's part and just think, like, I want to do some of those rails?
Oh, so
or where are
sick.
those? Where is that rail? Was there a lot of that going on?
Oh, it's just, so stoked to see all those rails to sort of get done. Because it's just like, I feel like he's sort of doing the same shit that I want to do.
That's,
you know
that's
I mean?
what I thought when I watched it. Yeah.
Just traveling the world, trying to find the most unique rails that make no sense. And sometimes you just think, like, coming from like a person that's always, building stuff, sometimes I like look at these rails and I'm like, why? Why did they build it like this? And like the person that built it, this must have been so hard to build it this way. Just things that make no sense. Have all these drops in them and these turns down like a basic set of stairs. I'm like, who designed this?
They might have subliminally were like, Rob could 50-50 backsmith this.
And I feel like in Europe, though, with all the old architecture, you find a whole bunch of that stuff. So it's really cool.
Well, I'm going to make a prediction because obviously Jamie Foy's part is phenomenal. It's exceptional. It's on another level. But it is quite, handrail heavy. But then did you see Deeds' part that came out?
I don't think I've watched the new one.
His latest one. He's put out, obviously, a part to be in Sodi contention. And it's so raw and it's not rails and stuff, but it's very, how he does skates a lot of unique stuff, and a lot of his tricks are done like landing on like gnarly like cobblestones. So he's skating like big soft wheels so he can roll away and stuff like that. And I'm just going to say it on record that, Jamie Foy is probably the obvious pick, but I just feel like, that thing that happened to Nigel a few years ago when Nigel put out this amazing part and then Shan won it. And it was just, Shan was amazing as well, but completely different style of skating. He wasn't really doing big handrails and gaps and stuff. I've kind of feel like this year, I just personally feel like Deeds could just take it out because of the uniqueness of his part.
I mean, that could be really cool. He's definitely good at skating those crusty, weird spots. And his video parts he normally brings out are just insane.
They're so good,
I enjoy every second of
I saw that part. Parts. It was good.
You seen it?
Yeah, I reckon he probably has a good chance at it. He's very on brand for how skating is at the moment, I guess. He's probably the fan for
honestly, we need to put an offer in for him, get him on the no manuals team.
No chance.
Oh, no, we need him on the no manuals team. And John Dillo too.
John Dillo's already on.
Yeah.
John Dillo has stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does John know he's on?
Yeah, he asked, and I put him on because it's funny that he does manuals.
He really asked.
Yeah.
I think he might
Are
be.
you serious? I was joking.
No shit, yeah.
Oh, right, I'm on the same team as John Dillo. I'm on. I'm definitely on.
We'll talk after this.
Like, I haven't shown you any of my skating footage.
Exactly.
If you scroll through my Instagram,
I don't use
there's a few
Instagram,
things on there.
man,
Like,
but I'll download it again.
He's actually probably my favorite manual skater, though.
Who? John Dillo?
Yeah. Because he does it like on a level that no one else is doing it.
I can't tell if he's taking the pics.
For sure. I'm being dead
Wait,
serious.
Robert,
Really?
we'll talk after this as well, mate. All right.
100%. He does it on like a level that's like so different to everyone else.
Does he?
Oh, he's like he's either flying
He
down
does.
like a 10-stair rail or a 10-stair,
Yeah.
nose manual or whatever, like flying down a 10-stair or doing something crazy.
Yeah.
But definitely a
Condolences
different
to his
level of
filmers,
skating.
but he is good. But I mean,
Maybe he's just got filmers that are actually dedicated and committed to what they do.
or maybe he just does his stuff quickly, unlike most people who try to film manual tricks.
No, seriously, like, could you do like a kickflip manual on like a little curb high?
I
manual
think
plate?
as far as my manual skating goes, it goes like, manual, nose manual, kickflip, nose manual, kickflip manual, and then that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Would you ever play me in a game of manual skate?
Yeah, I'll verse you, 100%. Do you want to... You film it.
Not a fucking chance. I'm busy that day, bro. I've got a podcast.
I'm going to start up a YouTube channel called Manual Wars.
Isn't that been done by that big dude?
Oh, did he?
No, it wasn't that. It was more like he used to just
Whacking ball.
review manuals and make. And
If
call
you
them
win,
out.
you know what? $200. Here's the first 100 in advance. I'll give you the other 100 if you win.
Dude, he's got stacks of those at home.
I'm ready. I'm ready for this. 100%.
Okay. What's your Switch game like? Just asking for a mate.
Don't know.
Okay.
I haven't really tried too many Switch manuals before.
What about Switch 50/50s on rails? Like, I'm serious now. Like, what is your Switch game like in terms of that kind of stuff?
It's not amazing. Definitely not
Okay.
amazing. But I can do like Switch 50s and board slides, like the basics.
Do you think that's, in terms of your progression, like where do you see your progression going though? Because in some ways, I mean, you've gone next level on so much stuff. Like, where to?
Honestly, like all the enjoyment out of skating that I get is just finding unique random rails and just grinding them. So for me, I don't really know where the progression goes further, but maybe just trying like, doing different tricks on those rails and trying to be a bit more creative. And I've been trying to like sort of bring snowboard mentality into skating, with all the transit, like, you know,
That's
transitioning
different.
from rail to rail or just something like that, you know.
Interesting, bro.
I've always loved watching like snowboarding videos and seeing like some of the shit that they do is you just like, man, imagine being able to do that on a skateboard. That would
No
be
shit.
crazy.
See, that's a unique perspective. I've never heard that.
It's been
Are you talking about the street snowboarding dudes where they fix up spots with a little kicker and
Yeah, and then like they'll hit like kink rails. There'll be like a 20 kink rail, two of them going down, and they'll do like a bunch of kinks and then like go over to the other one.
Yeah.
And start doing that, and then or either come back and go back onto the other one. You know, they're always doing the transitions.
Yeah.
which I love.
And it's funny, people put shit on them because they're strapped in, but no one's laughing when they have to try and bail on something like
Oh
that
my
and they're
gosh.
strapped in. It's like
Yeah.
a whole nother slam, right?
If you
There's nowhere to go.
Yeah, I do a bit of snowboarding in the winter seasons, and I feel like if you try something and you're like locked in and something goes wrong, it's just body on the floor basically. Just you get so smoked.
Yeah. You can't just run out of it.
No, you can't do the thing where you play around and like kick your board out and be like, oh, it's full commitment.
Yeah. Yeah. Your scorpion, it's like it's just prone to scorpion.
Yeah.
You know the old scorpion on a snowboard?
Yeah.
Shit's nasty.
The worst one's the taco when like you end up
What's
just,
taco?
where you go to the rail and you ended up in the middle of like your stomach and you just like it's taco the whole rail.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
the
right.
taco. It's a classic one.
Have you been sacked? I mean, how many times do you reckon you've been sacked on a rail?
Oh,
Could you count? Countless times?
so many times.
Yeah.
I normally like make a bit of a joke about it like all the time.
Yeah.
Every time I get to a rail, I'm like, oh, just get the one sack out of the way and we're good to go. You know, just like whatever. It happens all the time.
Yeah, I know. Are you at the point where you know when a sacking's about to happen? Like,
Yeah, you
as soon
get-
as you're ollie, you're like, okay, yeah, fuck.
Yeah, you get
Dunk.
you get good at like the bail almost, where like you know it's about to happen, but
Yeah.
those brief milliseconds of your reaction is everything.
Is it just hands between the legs?
Yeah, and try
it
to
is.
get to the side.
So
So
I
it's
just
not
inside it-
like center.
Just avoid testicles at all costs.
Exactly. Yeah. It's normally the
what
inner
she
thigh
said.
that's hurting after those, but yeah, you get away with
I
it.
guess when you're doing manuals, though, you don't have to worry about that. But and that's why my career's sustained so long.
Yeah.
Because I just do manuals.
Yeah. No.
Career? You're a podcaster.
I hate that term. So anyway, yeah, I guess I got to own it, don't I? Damn it. Now, listen, man, I want to go and let's have a look at firstly, that stuff we just played, like, the big curved Smith grind and the triple gap 50-50. That was all in your video part for Santa Cruz. Fuck 'em.
Yeah.
Is that the most proud you've been of a video part?
Yeah. For
Is
sure.
that your pinnacle of your video part so far?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I got some really good opportunities whilst filming that, and one of those was basically brands taking me to all sorts of places where I wanted to go skate, and got to film and put it all into one video. So that's really cool.
Dude, it's rad, man. Rad part. Go and check it out if you can. If you're listening to this or watching this, it's a good video part. And there was a big after party for the video part. Do you remember that?
Yeah. we had
Well,
the-
what's this? What's
Yeah.
going on here?
yeah, the premiere.
Yes,
I got the arm
on the
cast
monitor
on.
there. So you got an arm cast on. So what happened?
Half cab crook on this tiny little box at a skate park took me out.
Stop it, because I've just been like doing them, relearning them.
Yeah, I did the typical miss the truck, slip out, and put the arm down. Yeah, and the thing that sucked about it, the skate park, every now and again, the city council will go there and they will put anti-graffiti like sealant on all the concrete, thinking that this is a good way of stopping graffiti. Where we all know the graffiti is just going to come back the next week. It's just going to make cleaning it easier.
Yeah.
But the problem that it creates is the skate park becomes extremely slippery. So yeah, half cab crook slipped out. My foot didn't even grab like on the concrete. It just slipped because it's just like the
So you've
slipperiest
gone to
of this.
go to your nose, like crooked grind, and you've
Yeah.
gone that way.
Yeah, just
hand out.
Yeah.
Did you snap your arm?
No, it just made a weird little feeling, and it was hurting for sure, and I couldn't straighten my arm, but I was not concerned at all. I was like, oh, this will be good. Like I've just done something weird. Like a couple
Yeah.
of days, I'll bounce back.
Yeah.
Next day, I woke up and I was like, oh, this is like pretty weird feeling. I should probably go get it just checked or whatever.
Didn't need an operation or anything like that?
Yeah, it's my first operation.
You did have to get an operation?
Yeah, 2 screws in the end of my like elbow, like broke off the end of like basically my elbow.
Don't you reckon it's just ironic, like all the crazy shit you do, and like that's the thing that got you in the hospital bed?
I think that's just how it works. It's always the one where you least expect it.
Yeah.
It's just going to take you down.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like girlfriends.
Yeah, 100%. Just kidding. No, the half cab acrylic. So I actually don't think I've gone back.
I'm just like, I'm trying to say anything to get a reaction out of Brandon. Yeah.
I don't want you to cry today, Shan.
You going to cry?
No, I don't want you to, man.
Listen, I've already cried twice this week. I cried tears of joy, actually, this week. True story.
How come?
Because I thought I had cancer. True story. I had really gnarly skin cancer, and it went deep, and I had to have a surgery to get it cut out, and they had to send the skin to pathology to find out if it had spread to my lymph nodes. Wow. And then I found out that it didn't, and so I'm okay.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm hyped for you.
very
Hell
weird.
yeah,
It's been
Shan.
a very, like that, coupled with the lost episode, you know, I just had a really weird couple of weeks. So,
Were you dealing with this
Yeah.
when we had the last podcast too? Wow. So
yeah. So the last podcast, I was.
You were in the
I was
unknown?
Yeah, I was about to go to surgery on the. We did the podcast on the Saturday. I went to surgery on the Tuesday, so that was in the back of my mind. So
Yeah.
it was just a really
man.
strange
Oh,
time.
good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Good on-
stoked you're all
Yeah.
good, man.
Thank you. Yeah,
yeah.
thanks. So get a bit serious. I am looking for sympathy anywhere I can get it. So,
As usual.
I use.
I gotta get
are you
you.
laughing at,
You
John?
keep getting me, man.
Jock, you know, what are you laughing at?
You're shooting him at me. I'm
This
shooting him
guy,
back.
like, you know, had cancer, and then Jock loses the episode.
Oh,
you know,
no, I'm not.
You know,
no,
like-
I'm very
No, I'm
happy that
joking.
he beat
He didn't lose it. I don't want to. Sorry, I'm not throwing him under
He
the
did
bus.
that on purpose.
He owns. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. It's no one's fault. Did you? Yeah. See, this is why I like.
No, you owe him.
He cares. We cared. So,
Yeah, good mate.
Thanks, Jock.
Fuck yeah, Jock.
Anyway, so the big party afterwards. Broken arm. Still got on the beers.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, that was a good time. Good time.
Yes, sir.
Good little turnout. And Monster Energy team was just randomly in town. So
Party time. Man,
Yeah.
this dog's chasing flies or something under the table.
he's all right.
Yeah, it's a good times on the van. So that was in, would you say Oceanside?
That's in Sydney.
Oh, that's in Sydney. Okay.
Yeah. That was the Sydney premiere for the.
Young Henry's.
Video.
That Young Henry's. That,
Oh, did
yeah.
Young Henry sponsor it?
Yeah, that was in Young Henry's. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was
Oscar,
sick.
was Oscar McMahon there?
No.
We
None
love
of them were
Oscar.
on. None of them were really there because they had another event that they were doing, and they
Mm.
kind of just let us sort of do it all, which was really cool. of them.
Well, tell us about your affiliation with a brand like Young Henry's. You're an ambassador?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Just support the brand. They support me, and we went on a couple of like trips around, and they're always like sort of doing things with Volcom as well. So, and just the whole crew, like they're all just really cool people. So,
Yeah. How'd you
pretty
get
sick.
on Volcom?
Not after, just before they like announced the Australian Sodi thing. I guess like Shane Azar wanted to put me on, so he put me on, and then
Good decision.
That the Sodi thing came out, and I won the Australian Sodi, and then just all sort of went from there.
Shane knew it too. Like the week before when we all knew he was going to get it, Shane's like, "Hey, Brendan, man, can you send me some footage? We're going to put him on."
Oh,
properly."
see.
Yeah.
And so, and you kept it secret as
Oh,
well?
of course, we got
So
it.
you knew.
Yeah, me
I see.
and Riley sort of planned that whole day. We went skating that morning, spots around the area where they were going to surprise him. And then we taken him to, I was like, I got this spot that he didn't know. It's down here. It was raining.
Yeah,
Walking for like 45 minutes. He's like, dude, where the fuck are we going? And then everyone's there. You had the classic
crazy.
surprise. Yeah, it was-
Actually, on that day, I was I was told that we're shooting photos for Volcom, so we went to all these spots. And like I did a bunch of stuff that day, and then right at the end of the day, that's when the whole surprise happened.
You got
I
like
was
4 tricks that morning because he was hyped on shooting for Volcom, and then little did he know that. Yeah,
What a rad day.
that was good.
Did you have a few beers afterwards?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Good night.
Yeah,
I
we went
even
straight
had
to
a
the
couple.
pub.
Yeah.
He doesn't drink, and he had a couple.
Don't
That's
drink either.
crazy.
No,
I
not at all.
don't drink either.
Oh, hell yeah.
Rad.
Yeah,
Maybe
no.
we can be friends, Shan.
Well, we can talk about that.
Yeah. After the podcast.
When we discuss
I got to
my
have
fucking contract for no man.
I got some
For God's
words to have
sake.
with you.
The
later.
first
I've got
thing,
bills
the,
to pay. I've got kids.
the first time I actually seen him drink was out of the trophy of the Sodi cup. So that's pretty sick.
See, that's
a-
special right there.
Only a
The
couple.
homie.
Yeah.
No, you guys are rad, man. It's such a good dynamic.
Well, he won an award as well. I ended up
Did you?
after that. Yeah, I went and bought him an award that was us filmer of the year.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
sick.
I wish I'd sent you a photo. I had a
It
photo
was
of that one.
a
Photo.
miniature. It was like, was it a
No,
little
yours was like this tall and it had a goat on top of it.
Yeah.
It said filmer of the year.
I reckon there should be like a folky.
Yeah.
Because,
You
like,
reckon?
well, man, we were talking about earlier when we were getting set up, and Jock was saying how, like, you see those Red Bull, like, cameramen jumping out of planes with those skydivers. Well, you don't see them. Someone's
Yeah,
filming it.
that's right.
yeah. Yeah, and then, like, same with you, like, bending down on one knee, pointing a camera.
Yeah, my back's fucked.
Is it really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, my knees.
You think from
et
filming?
cetera.
Yeah.
That and just being a lazy person.
Yeah,
but,
and,
I mean,
and
yeah.
like we've got an image up there. I just think it's such a great photo. Obviously, that ollie you're doing over that rail is gnarly, but it just sort of got Brendan in the wild there as well, like a sort of a rare perspective. So
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes filming a line with me can be super punishing for him because he's just like down fisheye angle for hours.
That's why I make him just do
Yeah.
singles, just skate a rail or something, or
Yeah.
So it's just easy. I can just sit on my ass and.
because when you're filming a line, like you're definitely trying to get the low angle with the fisheye.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
So you're in that half. It's like this weird half bent over. So your legs are half bent, your back's half bent. It just gets really tiring.
Yeah,
eh?
for sure. I think what's wrecked over time is my lower back and the leg that holds all your weight. When
Yeah.
like the knee,
Yeah.
right around the knee joint's fucked. Can just
And then I guess too, like the pressure of like if you then miss it or you don't film it great, you're the worst person on earth automatically.
yeah. Usually
The
he doesn't.
worst
He doesn't
person
speak to me
ever.
for a few weeks and just films with someone else.
Have you guys ever gone through periods like that where you're sort of like not
Never.
talking?
Never done that.
Because I'm not.
Hey, you're
he's not
you're in a-
employing me to film him. It's not
Hey,
like
hey,
it's not
you're
a
in a-
business transaction.
You're in a safe space here. Come on.
Yeah.
He definitely. There has been times where he has mucked something up, and I've been a bit bummed. But I mean, sometimes you just that's just scanning, like whatever.
You get better at that shit too. Like in the beginning, I'd fuck something up and I'd be too scared to tell him, or not just with him, with other skaters. But then as you I guess mature a bit, you just be upfront about it.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's just
Our rule is like our rule basically is if you fuck up the footage, tell me right then and there because I'm doing it again.
Yeah,
you know what
okay.
I mean? But if we leave the spot and I got to come back to the spot to do the trick again, I'm way more bummed because I'm like, now I got to get all hyped up to do this thing again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that does happen sometimes. People
Yeah.
like, and I understandably like probably maybe too scared or nervous to mention it.
Yeah,
I've done that to him
Yeah,
before
you've
in the
done that,
sense
yeah.
of we've had to go back. Like that rain 50-50 I showed you before, they ended up using the still angle,
Yeah.
but the week following that, I had to call him and be like, dude, we got to go do it again. And, he's like, fucking hate you, etc.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, what?
Yeah.
And
You just
it didn't happen.
You just prefer the upfront, like, yeah, look, I'm
yeah,
Yeah.
Because we all make mistakes, Rob. We do.
exactly.
Anyway, let's go to the next one. I want to talk about the no manuals. Let's talk about no manuals seriously, like and how it
Okay.
came about. But you did a collab with Mob Grip, is that correct?
Yeah, that's Rob's on Mob.
Yep.
And they have like a marketing budget for each rider. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Okay.
And they had Rob's one, and I guess with other skaters on Mob, they have crews, and you've probably seen other crews do. Rob would probably be able to mention some. The
There's
crews
like It's
do grip.
Us and like Collins one. There's a bunch of them.
Kind of like
But
how
yeah.
shops do grip, same sort of thing.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, like, Rob's like, can I do grip? They're like, sure. Boom. Rob's like, let's do grip. So yeah, they hooked us up. So it's
But genuinely, like, I'm being serious here. Like, so look, I know it's a fun little thing you do, but
Yeah.
like, is it fun? I don't know. But like, what actually got you started with it? Like,
it was years ago, so
What happened?
An inside joke sort of thing. We've already spoken about this extensively. Like, it's a punish to film a manual trick as a filmer. You know, it's
So yeah,
they take
yeah, it started from that.
and it was like Rob would want to do one, and I didn't want to, and same thing with telling him I fuck up a trick. Like I'm too scared to tell him. I'll just film it anyway and put up with it.
Yeah.
Then over time, I'm like, dude, no one wants to see you do a fucking manual. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
So
then we just started making t-shirts.
Let's have a look at the t-shirts. Give us a look at this. Give us a look at this.
That's the perfect one. That explains it all right there in that shirt.
This shirt here, right here. Look at this. So describe the images on that shirt.
That's a person asking if it says, "Can you film my manual?" And it's a chainsaw going through his head.
They're just
So you made some shirts and stickers. The company went worldwide.
yeah.
Well, it
Shared
went
on the-
worldwide
on the
because I
Nas-
wore that shirt in NHS, and then they
And?
decided to make this one.
Right.
as well.
This is a good segue. No way. So your latest graphic was inspired by the No Manuals graphic.
I walked in there, and they were just like,
Look at that.
"We got to do that."
Yeah.
Sick.
So we made it. Super serious skateboarding company, and we made it. Yeah.
So sick.
Hell yeah. We're making heaps of money now.
Real money.
No, not at all.
You want to hear what's funny? Because, so the backstory is Rob gave me this board in the lost episode. Thanks, Rob.
It's okay.
it. I don't get many-
think
I don't
want
get
that
many
board
gifts.
back now, though.
I was like, do I have to give it back? I was thinking that. No shit. Like when we lost the episode, I was like about to message and go, hey man, what's your address? I'm going to send that board back. I don't feel right taking it.
It's your board. You can have it.
Seriously? You don't want it back?
You can have it.
Thank you, man. It says a lot about you as a person. But I had him, my son's 6 and skates, and I had him in my lounge room, and he honestly looked at it and got scared, like, Daddy, what's going on with that graphic? And I'm like, I don't know. Is this good marketing?
It is pretty aggressive.
It's aggressive. Well, I mean, is that like the Grim Reaper?
I remember that, yeah. They
That's
sent
a chainsaw.
Rob sent me that graphic before the blood spatter, and he's like, "Hey, this is my new graphic." And I'm like, "Dude, they've got to have it paint splattered all over it as well." And they did that, which is sick.
Yeah, that's
great.
one of my favorite. That's my favorite at the moment that we
It's
have.
sick. Is it?
Yeah, for sure. I love the story that he made some stupid shirt, and then I cruised around NHS, and then they made it a graphic on a board.
That's right.
It's cool.
Well, the artist seen it, went, hey, I can work with that.
Yeah,
It's
pretty much
crazy that a inside joke meme page with your friends has now become that it's on a fucking board.
It's on a board.
That's
so
awesome.
rad. 8.25. And it's not, actually, speaking of shapes, I was talking about shapes with my friend the other night. That's the real shovel nose, sort of wide nose, wide tail, real symmetrical, yeah?
that one there, kind of. Yeah, it's. I think that one's more so just their standard. They kind of have a standard shaped board.
Yeah.
I guess just one that they've been they've been making for years.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I've just always ran those boards. That's just the shape that I like. I don't really like big, wide nose, weird, I don't know, shorter wheelbase or longer wheelbase. I don't like to think of it too much.
Just look over there for a second. Just look over there. Go to the other camera angles. Go to the other camera angles, Jock. Other camera angles. Go to the other camera angles.
Can I look yet?
Okay. Go back to me, right, Jock? What are you looking at?
Sorry. Fucking it suits you, man. We still have to talk about the whole team thing
me.
after this, but
Shannon.
yeah?
Yeah. You didn't know, did you?
No.
I had no idea.
Let's see. I just want to see if I can drink shit with it.
It's a really functional working.
That's a
Shit, it gets hot quick.
That's
and
I told you. You were trying to take a photo of me before with it on. What does it smell
Look
like?
back over there for a second. What's
smells.
over there? Look over there.
Oh,
funny.
shit, Shan, man. What's going on, man?
But seriously, you actually got it embroidered?
Oh, my missus did it, yeah. Just did them all. Yeah, I know.
That's
man.
love, right
Yeah,
there.
she's supportive. Even of just stupid things with your friends, she'll do it for me. So
NM.
NM, yeah.
But if you hold upside down, it looks like WN.
Okay. That's yes. They're teaching a class of students, Shan. Right?
I don't know, man. I don't actually really like how this second episode's going.
For real?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Well, we did nail it.
We might have to lose it.
Oh, yeah. Well,
how'd you feel about that, Brendan?
it's okay.
Well, actually, what would you do if we did lose the second episode?
Fuck, I'll just not do another one. I don't care.
I would just tell you that we're doing it next year.
Yeah.
Oh, so you wouldn't give up?
No, I'd come back.
See,
No, he'd be
You-
like, fuck
see-
that, I'm going to 9 Club. That's what he'd do.
Yeah, actually, you do. I think you deserve a 9 Club. I've had a couple of guests that were on my show and then the 9 Club. They were on THT before 9 Club.
Really? Like this was a warm-up.
Chris Markovich.
Really?
I got him before the 9 Club.
Oh,
Not that I'm in competition because I'm not even anywhere in the realm of the 9 Club, and I love the 9 Club. And then recently, Chima did one on 9 Club, which was sick. Did you see it?
Yeah, I did.
It
That's
was
good.
good. So, anyway, Rob, you're still welding. We've got some images of you wearing some speed dealers and welding some stuff. Look at this guy.
Yep.
Dude, in his world, you look happy.
Stoked.
Yeah.
Absolutely stoked. Vulcan workwear right there. Durable.
Workwear?
Yeah, that's all Vulcan workwear.
No
And I wear it every day actually, and it is actually really good.
Dude.
Yeah, I really like it.
Wow. Okay. From someone that doesn't get sent packages of stuff, like how much would they send you? Like every season, they just send you a box of like, here's our summer line, here's our winter line. Type
Yeah,
of line?
typically they just send out seasonal boxes. That's sort of what they try to do with everyone. So then everyone has like the latest range of clothes and their riders are wearing the latest stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, I get a little bit lazy because they send out like order forms and the order forms are a little bit annoying to order off.
Okay.
So I normally just wait till things come out and just pick what I like.
Sick.
But with the workwear stuff, I just tell them to just send me like pretty much all the long sleeve stuff because I'm working in hot works.
Yeah.
Can't be
Those
wearing
carpenter
shorts.
pants, like they're my favorite. Like, you know, you got see where you got the ruler in your pocket. Like,
Yeah.
I love that little pocket. I put wax in it when I skate and also put my phone in it sometimes so I can just whip it out and film
Yeah.
that manual trick and stuff. It's good.
Yeah, it actually really works well for like working. Like you can put like all your tools actually in your pockets.
Yeah, dude.
Like they actually thought it out, which is
Dude,
good.
do you still get stoked when a package arrives? Like, is it like
So stoked.
Christmas?
It's like Christmas,
Is
every time.
what?
There's something about just a box, just to open
your
it. Like
doorstep.
when it's not even yours, sometimes you're like, should I just open it?
Yeah. It's illegal though. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, but
if you do
you
that.
know, if it's got my dad's name on it, I'm open it.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
he does it to me all
Does
the
he
time.
speak Italian?
He does. Fluent
Right.
Italian.
Do you?
Good at understanding it.
Okay.
I'm not amazing at speaking it back, which is sort of weird to think about,
Yeah,
but
nice.
It's not actually pace, right? How's it pronounced?
Pace. But it is
Okay.
base, but Pace.
Okay.
Everyone's going to call you Bobby Pache now.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, because I know, like, your nickname is Bobby. Like, Bob. You know, I actually originally thought it was just Bobby when I
Yeah.
first heard about you. But
No.
what do you prefer?
Well, whatever. I feel like Robert has so many different names.
Mm.
You know, Rob, Bob.
My son's middle
Bobby.
name is Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, named after my stepdad.
Well, sick.
Sick. Bob's
sick.
rad. Good, clean name. You can turn it around and it still spells Bob. Everything about it.
Yeah.
Upside down.
Not like no manuals one.
Yeah, I know, you can't flip no manuals, and then it says manuals. On.
We should have thought about the name
If
of
you
it.
turn it around, it can actually say manuals on.
No.
Oh. I might start up a rival company.
Please do not do that.
And no, I won't do that.
No, do it.
I don't want to lose my
We are
position.
nothing
I don't
to
want to
it.
lose my position on the team.
Fighting words.
Listen, let's get some video up of let's go to WA, the gap rail in WA, because I know it's a pretty significant one. Because originally there was a rail you seen on a social media post.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell us this story, man. So everyone thought it was dead because they cut a gap out of it so people wouldn't skate it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
this-
then what happened?
that's like a pretty famous WA spot that a lot of people have skated. And yeah, that photo was from like dated back for a really long time ago. And to stop skaters, they'd cut the center out of it. And someone had sent me that photo and I just seen it and I was like, mate, I need to know where this is. Does it still exist? Is it still like this? And homie went out to the school and he's like, it's still like it. Ended up just buying a ticket to WA pretty much the next day and went straight there.
No way.
Yeah.
Let's go to the footage then of you doing it. This is so epic.
Yeah, it's so stoked. the full mission of like going out there and then just getting it done just made that one like for all the hype for it was like sick as fuck.
Yeah, it's a cracker.
With your early America trips, you know, when you were going over before you were really sponsored, like all self-funded?
Yeah.
And just turning up with nowhere to go or connect with, except just with your friends?
Yeah, so my first couple of trips I was doing like
That's a sick spot
Airbnbs.
to stop it. Keep going. Oh, you're doing Airbnbs?
Yeah, Airbnbs. And like that was super expensive and renting like cars. And I did that for like, probably like 2 years. And then I met a lot of people and then, you know, it wasn't super weird to ask, you know, to be able to stay with them or whatever. And my friend Nick basically just looks after me every time I go to the States. He gives me like a place to stay in that. But yeah, like for pretty much every trip before I turned pro, I was self-funding everything.
Dude, the commitment.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
Yeah, it was pretty
Legend.
tough. But yeah, I would just come back home and work as hard as I could. And then I would try to save up for those 3-month trips. But it's sick. Love it.
Respect, man. So sick.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love those stories. I love them.
Yeah, kind of hard to do it with the industry sort of being so small in Australia. You know, you in a way you got to branch out and try and, you know, meet those people overseas to really get to where you want to go. You know,
I mean, did you try the Australian route first, or you just thought you'd
Well,
just do it the old school way of just getting over there?
I feel like I did sort of do it the Australian route. Like there's always just like you get to that certain level and then it's like, well, now you've got to make it happen. You've got to go over there and, you know, meet these people in the brands and like, you know, I'm sure they want to meet you and whatever, be stoked that you're over there filming. But that's the hardest part. It's like you've got to get to the States at some point when it comes to like trying to get to the next level sort of thing.
Compare the vibe over there and the scene compared to Australia. Was it just because America's so big, was it just really spread out and big and there's little crews everywhere, or did it still have a sense of community?
I feel like the skating community in the States is really good though. Like you just go to the park or whatever and you meet all these people and everyone is just skating together.
Like all your favorite pros are just hanging out.
Yeah, you go to LA, like you're for sure going to find some pro skater somewhere at one of the parks. For
Friendly?
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
They weren't
Everyone's
like
super friendly.
kind of like vibing you out in any way?
No,
for
not
being
really.
Aussie? Just
No, I think most
accepting?
people that find when you're Aussie, they just love it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, they like it.
Sick, man.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's get some more clips up because like we've got a fair bit of content here. Let's talk about this one. So what was going on here?
no.
Was this a trip to the mountains?
Yeah, we did like a trip to the mountains and in one day we sort of knocked off all of these certain tricks and this is just one of them.
So this is one day. Okay, so that's
Yeah.
one. Let's go to the next one. So 50-50 to 50.
This is some deadline shit. I guess 1-2 days, like a weekend.
Yeah, weekend.
Yeah,
that's
we
it.
like he wanted to finish his part, so and we had these spots lined up, so we just like 2 days up one after another. You know, that was he picked me up at 5 a.m. or something on a flatbed truck from work with all this wood in the back for that spot.
Yeah.
Drove it to Lithgow, did it. Yeah,
No way. You can tell you look like you've had a big adrenaline dump there. Like you were genuinely scared.
That was scary. That was super scary. I was like jumping down it, rolling down that ramp a whole bunch of times and I knew what I had to do. Like
Yeah.
I knew, like I could have ollied into it first
looks
try, but
so
it was just
sketchy.
so hard. Yeah, so scary to just commit. Finally committed and landed in like into death wobbles. And I actually go over a corner of grass, like where the concrete sort of separates. And I thought I was going to get my wheel stuck in it. I was going so fast, I sort of just went straight over it.
Crazy, bro. So
Yeah.
sick. All right, what do we got next? The same weekend. So this is all in one weekend.
Yeah.
So you've doctored a spot here big time. You
Yeah,
fixed
that's
up
the
a spot.
run up. That was the run up.
Doctored
to the
it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Is that okay? To say
I
that?
wouldn't call that doctoring.
Not
it,
doctoring,
but I mean,
just
yeah.
what? Setting it
if
up.
you've seen some of the things people are doing to spots these days, I mean, that's nothing. So yeah,
Well, I
a couple
mean,
of bits of wood.
Well, like when you say doctoring, we're talking like bondoing stuff, or you're talking about like doctoring's like really actually
Faking it.
like changing the spot.
That's not faking. I mean, you just had it.
That's just getting a run up.
There's
Sorry.
run up. You just need more. You know,
So I missed you. Okay, I didn't use it right. But you kind of would regard doctoring as like when you have to, like Bondo cracks.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, predominantly.
Yeah. Or grind down a stopper so you can
So that's
actually grind
doctoring?
through it.
Yeah, that's not bad. You got to do it. Makes it skatable, you know.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah.
Look at him in his natural element.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one didn't play, eh? Spewing.
So you had the deadline for which video?
This was like a slam video part.
Wow.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
guess like our sort of vision was
And
like, this will probably put us maybe in a position for skater of the year, like up to be in the contention. Is that what it was?
Yeah, for sure. It was like your you know, Rob wanted to career progression in skating, you know, and the next step with him was try and get that so then he can get noticed, try and get overseas and all that. So
it was a pretty monumental weekend, you'd say.
That
one.
weekend and the months surrounding those sessions for sure. That was like I don't know, Rob was ready to just put it all on the line and we had the spots. So yeah.
Sick, dude. So
Area's fixing it back up.
so you slid it and then you repainted it for
Yeah,
them.
I repainted it twice because I went there and skated it and then I had to go back for a photo or something. And then I ended up repainting it twice.
So funny.
Yeah, that was the deal we
so
had
what,
with
the
the
people of the
motel.
place were cool if you skated it.
Yeah,
As long as you
well,
fixed
I
it.
definitely had to swindle it a bit. Like I was just like this. I was trying to give him trying to teach him skating. Like if I do this, then no one else will do it because it's been done. Like trying to speak to him on that level.
We're
and
filming
they're
for
like,
Netflix, you know?
okay. Yeah. So I guess after I sat there and was chatting with her for a bit with it, she was on board, and I was like, look, I'll paint the rail. I'll make it look new again. There's going to be no scratches. The thing was already scratched because I think people have tried it or, over the years or whatever. But yeah, by the time I was done with that, thing was looking brand new.
Sick. You know, one thing I noticed about watching your rail stuff, like a lot of the time when you're getting onto some of these, especially some of the flatter rails, it's like a waist high ollie, hey?
Some of them are.
Some of them are, huh?
Yeah.
Like,
some
I
of
mean,
them
that
are.
one looks pretty high.
Yeah.
Like, how are you getting up on it? Just jump
Yeah, I don't
high.
know. I've
Just
just
ollie
got-
high.
Yeah, I think as a kid, I always used to with your mates, you always do the ollie competition,
Yeah.
with the board.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's always played a pretty big part in my skating. I can pop pretty high.
Yeah. I mean, look what you got onto that. Like, that first part of the rail is fucking high. I don't know. Like, easily waist high.
Yeah, some of them can be up there every now and again, which I'm really stoked that I can do that because
You're not like
some of these
training-
things wouldn't be.
But you're not
possible.
training your legs for that. You're not like doing squats in the gym and stuff.
Nah, no squats.
Dude, he doesn't even warm up most of the time.
Really?
Yeah.
How old are you again?
I'm 28. The typical warm up, and I don't know why it is, but for some reason it's like a couple kick flips on flat, and then I'm just trying to grind a rail, which makes no sense. But it's just what I've always done. Like when I go on a trip overseas with Santa Cruz, Pizzle, the team manager, he's always like, all right, go do a couple kick flips. Like it's his joke now because it's just always what I do.
Just get out of the van straight into it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Start the journey.
You only got Saturday, you don't want to spend
Got one
3
day.
hours at the park in the morning.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like you said, then you get injured on a half crab crooked on a
Exactly.
on a knee high ledge.
I've actually never been into that. Like I've never understood going to the skate park before the session to warm up. But then you get back in a car and if you're 30 minutes away from the spot, then you're not really warmed up, are you? Like you've just sat back down.
I think if anything, you're more mentally warmed up.
Yeah.
That's what I've actually discovered with it. Like you've got your brain in that mode, maybe. But
Yeah. I feel like in a day you have a certain amount of energy. And I feel like if you go to the skate park, you're just kind of burning it a bit away.
yeah, totally. So that was in Katoomba. What else we got? Is that it? Oh, okay. Is this one of your American trip ones?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to play through it. Yeah.
This one's a cool one because when we're on a trip in America, on the way to this spot, Brendan was skating down the sidewalk and he tried to ollie onto one of the typical New York cellar doors. And he clipped on it.
Why?
Don't discredit me here, right? I was actually trying to film a trick of myself. So skating a all right.
Is that because he wouldn't film you?
Yeah.
Usually, yeah.
Selfish.
He was
So
doing
it was a manual, right? No, I'm kidding.
He was doing something, but I'll tell you what, he face planted and split his eye.
Hit the
open.
bottom of a cellar door, face on the wall.
Yeah.
And I got knocked out. And I went
No
to the
shit.
hospital. And while I was at the hospital, the other dudes had my camera. So Rob did that. And then when I got out, I watched the tape, and the idea was we won't tell Brendan we did it. So he's like, I don't remember filming this. And then, as you see, there's another angle. So the next day, I had that like young filmer envy. You know, Rob, can you do it again? So we went back the next day and did it again. So I could get the chance to film it.
No
and arguably,
way.
the first angle's filmed better, which wasn't by me.
Rob.
But, you know.
Yeah,
That's amazing,
pretty funny.
dude. That's hilarious because like that thing looks gnarly.
That's a
scary.
good memory, that one for sure.
And it looks like
doing that.
you would have had to contend with a lot of pedestrians. And
It
just
wasn't
people
super.
around.
Yeah, it wasn't super bad though because it was a super wide like sidewalk, so people could sort of see me doing.
Yeah.
what I was
How do you
doing.
deal with that? Like when there is like pedestrians and crowds and
Oh.
people, like does it put you off concentration? Like,
It's-
like you don't want to slam in front of a bunch of people either and things like that.
The slamming thing doesn't really get to me, but like people, you know, when you're trying to skate a spot and there's just people always walking, you know, in the way, that frustrates me.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're just walking, you know, like, but when you're trying to get it, you're just like, do you have to walk there?
Because like you're trying to get in the rhythm, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's probably one of the things that frustrates me most, like skating really busy places where there's like people walking everywhere. It makes it so hard.
Oh, bro, it's crazy. And next clip, let's keep going through. Let's burn through a few of these. I love this clip. Like, just can you pause it there? Like, just the look on your face, like before you try that, like right there, like that image. I think like most skaters, whether they're old, young, have been in a position where they're just like, oh, like the anguish. I can see it in your face.
Yeah. Yeah, no. There's definitely frustration. That's skating.
Why were you frustrated that day?
Well, it was really hot, and then just getting to this spot and just trying to skate it, it just all probably wasn't going so well.
Yeah.
But knowing that I have to land this, like I want to do it. We've put so much time into it. So you're just sitting there frustrated, trying to think as positive as possible to get over it and just keep getting it. And hopefully you can just roll away and be done with it.
Sick, man. Let's watch it. Let's have a look at it because it's gnarly. Look at this. That's so high. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
Oh.
There we go.
You don't seem like someone who throws their board much.
Oh, I can throw me board every now and again.
Okay. Yo, another tail snap.
Yeah, broke my board.
But so did you borrow Brendan's board? Look how high that thing is.
That's on my board. Yeah.
So that's on your board after you snapped it.
As usual.
That actually happens quite often. Like I've used Brendan's board quite a few times to get things done.
Yeah, really.
Broken board.
Yeah,
and
we've
then
got
it's
another video of you when you do the nosebond slide in Brighton.
Yeah.
Same vibe. Look at that. There it is.
Yeah. I think that's funny about this spot is that I don't know when it was, but it got flooded and the whole entire place was completely underwater.
There it is.
Like, I think that's like a record amount of water.
No way.
Yeah. So that's the day we found it. He did it. And then, they've put a new rail on it. It got flooded.
So you guys took the rail off? So
Oh,
you could
no,
skate
not
it?
us. Just some guy. Yeah.
Some
But,
just different people?
Different people
different
took the
people.
rail off. Yeah, I don't know who took it off, but it got taken off. And, yeah. And then Rob nose slid it and they put a new rail
And
on
those
it.
same people put the rail back on?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
The exact same people?
Maybe. No, but that was flooded, and yeah, it's just crazy to see how fucking spots capped.
If you go there and you like try to imagine the water being at that height of the stairs, it's really mind blowing because it's crazy.
It's, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm looking at the set. How many? It's like huge double flight of steps, and it's right up to the top set, halfway up the top set. So yeah, that's like it's gone up like 5 meters or something like that.
Psycho.
Crazy, hey?
Yeah.
Wow, crazy. Now, this rail we put in this video, let's just watch this because it looks scary.
Yeah, that's a cool one. Oh, cut.
Scary?
Steve.
Um,
All good.
yeah, this one was, I don't really know. This is just like another grind, I guess.
Yeah, they're all just other grinds.
Just another grind.
We liked it. And this 50-50.
Yeah.
So put it in context. this was this one of the last tricks in one of your video parts?
Yeah, one of the Nike medley video.
Yeah, okay. I actually forgot about that.
That was
yeah.
his. Me too, to an extent. But I was just needed an ender, and it's just a cool clip. It's quick.
Nice.
Unlike Rob being quick-footed, so
I
line.
was really stoked on this one because it was like, I don't really ever get a lot of opportunities to sort of do lines or stuff like that. So to be able to do this kink grind and then land and do the tray made it,
it was just
special
kind of
for me
gnarly
to be
kink
able to-
rail straight into a tray.
So sick.
And it's a flat rail?
Yeah, it's
So
one
it's
of those
not a round
weird.
rail.
Yeah, it's one of those
Yeah.
weird, like thin, flat rails. I don't know. I feel like you find those rails at churches all the time.
Yeah, okay.
They always at churches for some reason.
It's
So
like
when I see a rail like that, I always just call it the church rail.
Church, okay, like a church style.
Yeah,
It's not there anymore. That one, they replaced it with a round one. So
Did they? You know the bumps they put at the top of steps now, the blind bumps. Okay, how are you dealing with those? Like, are you sometimes like
well, every now and
removing
again,
them, or are you like trying to roll
well,
over them when you can?
they've got like a couple of different styles, I guess. Like the ones that are cemented in the ground are always a pain, and to like if you were to remove them, they're going to be really kind of tough to do. And then they have like the glued down version. The glued down ones are pretty chill though, like because you can put them back and they're just fine. They just stay there.
Yeah.
But I like to every now and again. I'll probably use like a little plate thing so you can roll and pop off it. Then you're not having to like the ones that are cemented in the ground. Like there's a way to be able to go over them. So that's sort of like what I like to do. But yeah, they are pretty annoying. I mean, even
They're everywhere now too.
I know they're in every spot. Like anything that's built new, like it's like a requirement. It must be
It
obvious,
is,
so, to have them all there. But yeah, just use the plate. I've gotten pretty used to like popping off like a plate to get over them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Standard, right?
Yeah, it's just part of skating. Just another thing to have to battle.
Yes, sir. Sure is. Well, are we all done, Jock? We've got everything we want to get through, man.
yeah,
like,
it was quick.
yeah, quick.
Went quick. Yeah.
Felt like it, eh?
Yeah.
It's amazing what happens. I feel like my head's itchy after putting that cover on.
You said it's,
Like a joke.
never been washed.
you said, yeah, dude. You know how many people have worn that thing?
Oh, it's all right. You'll be
Yeah.
right. You'll be right.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah.
You're a
You said
nice
it
bloke.
smells too. You don't have any air.
Jock, shut up, Jock. This guy, man. What is this? God. I need some. Look, I told you I need sympathy right now. Okay, no, I don't. No, listen. This is the last episode for the year, so thank you for being my last guest. I have recorded a 2024 in review episode with Ty Coling and Jim Turvey, so look out for that. But Rob, thanks for being the last guest. It's been a big year for the show and life in general. So, and Brendan Gardoll, legend. It's been so nice connecting with you guys. Just a top dudes, and
Thanks.
very grateful to have you.
Yeah, cheers.
I
so
appreciate it,
Cool.
Shan. You're
And
a
by
good
the
dude.
way, sorry, go.
Oh, I said thank you. That's
My
that's-
pleasure.
Yeah.
And by the way, thanks for the board.
Yeah,
I'm not sending it
enjoy
back.
it.
I'm not
Enjoy it.
sending it back.
Yeah.
All right. Rob Pace, Brendan Gardoll, everyone.
Hell yeah.
Happy New Year.